Namaskar. Welcome back to another Thursday live evening, 7 p.m. This is Aditya Soma. I'm a real estate investor and real estate agent here in Windsor, Ontario. So if you're new to this channel, on this channel, we talk about real estate investing, how to achieve financial freedom through real estate investing and also sales, how to, sell properties, how to buy properties, how to buy your first home, how to buy, a first investment or multifamily, all those sort of content. Yeah. So if you're new here, welcome again. And this live sessions is for you to answer any questions you have, and usually I pick a topic and talk about that. And also in the meanwhile, if you have any questions related to real estate, don't hesitate to ask. I wish I had someone to answer my questions, especially when I'm getting started. When I don't know any of my friends owned properties or selling properties, what to do, what is right, what is wrong, what is if the ideas that I have, is it a good idea to take actions on them or not, anything related to real estate, I'm here to answer based on my my experience so far in the business. So without any ado, today I want to talk about how to sell a luxury home. If you're a real estate agent or if you're looking to sell, a home, it doesn't matter whether you're looking to sell by yourself, for sale by owner, or even for sale you chose a realtor. So I'll be covering, if you choose a realtor to sell your home, what kind of things to look for, so who can sell your home faster for a better price. If you're looking to do by yourself, also this video is helpful because you need to know certain things in order to sell a home for top dollar, because that's very 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 important. So without any ado, let's get into the topic. So first of all, luxury home. One of the key thing here, I'm going to divide the topic into two important pieces. If you're selling any home, matter of fact, it will be applied for mostly any properties, but some details are very specific to luxury home. So I'll be dividing into two pieces this topic. When you're selling any home, especially luxury home, you want to have two elements. One, you have to prepare the property first, and two, part two is market the property, because those two elements, if you do it right, you will be able to sell for top dollar. um, so if someone watching and if you have sold a luxury home, let me know what worked out very well for you. What kind of things you have done to sell your property for top dollar. Or if you're someone watching who sold a property in the past, but you felt like you didn't get the right price, but something that would have done not done right, let me know in the comments below, because I believe not just my opinions matter. We all learn from each other. Everyone have some you know ideas in their brain. Some of them are worth listening to. So don't hesitate to put anything in the comments. And if you're watching for the first time, let me know in the comments what's your name, where you're joining the live from. So like I said, two pieces, right? Prepare the property, and then market the property. So talking about preparing the property, so first of all, you have to evaluate your home before you list it, like before you market anywhere. You look at your home not just from your point of view, because you as a homeowner, you might like everything about your home, but you just present yourself as a you're selling it to a buyer. If needed, go take a friend of yours who haven't been to your home recently, or who never saw your house, or anyone, friend of friends, invite them to your home. Ask them what they like about your home, what they don't like, because you'll get some opinions there. So because the reason I'm raising this point, like looking from a buyer's point of view is very important. So what are some of the things that I recommend my clients to do, or me and my team, we always like do certain things, especially when we are listing a luxury home. So as soon as when we walk into the property, before even entering into the home, we look at how is the landscaping. That's the first, like first eye-catching thing, right? Like, as soon as you enter, the landscaping is the most important piece. Um, if the higher the luxury, the better your landscaping should be. Sometimes, if you can just do some basic things like, changing the mulch, changing the, making sure cutting all the grass properly, evenly, doing a weed removal, making sure taking all the garbage out, those things are the basic ones. But sometimes, if you haven't done the landscaping at all, or you haven't, taken care of the landscaping at all, there's a lot of companies out there who do maintain the landscaping, who do come and, do all the refreshing on what needed. So, usually the investment, it can be anywhere from like, $200-300 of changing the mulch to $5,000, even $10,000 if the grass is not right. If it literally depends on. But the first point is, make sure your curb appealing is good. And the second thing I see, this one depends on how old your property is. Let's say it's a nice, beautiful luxury home, but it's an older home, like 30-40 years old home, and your brick kind of, started to peel off its original color, or, you have a vinyl siding, the siding is not that good. Then, maybe reconsider painting that brick, or, reconsider painting that exterior walls, whichever, whatever you have. If, sometimes if you have stucco might change its color, start to look little dirty after 5, 10, 20 years down the road. So make sure, again, get opinions from your friends, family, who can see the house, right? Like, what do you feel about it? So because that's the first impression that we'll be making. Hey Jatin, how are you? Hey Aditya, such a great experience to see you at the event. Same here, Jatin. So basically, the first impression is the most important one. Also, like, that makes your marketing easy as well when you're posting pictures or videos. So making sure landscaping, the exterior walls are fresh, clean, look good. So now you enter into the house. The biggest thing I have seen, especially, a lot of people selling luxury homes, they tend to not to do any things. Like, there are some things that you can do, literally can change your property value by 10, 20, 30,000 if you invest like, $5,000 to $10,000. So again, it depends on, of course, I know some people are in a rush, they want to sell as is. That's a different story. But you're talking specifically, you're someone, you want to get the best possible price for your property because you lived in it for 5 years, 10 years, now it's your retirement income. Then, obviously, you want to do some things to make sure it look beautiful, make sure your buyers will be, lining up to see the property, buyers will be lining up to buy it, give a top dollar. So as soon as they enter, the simple things, let's start with the simple things. The simplest things that you can do is like very, very basic, is a fresh coat of paint, and the paint that goes well with your flooring, with your, kitchen cabinets, with your countertop. The paint that is not your personalized paint, not the one that you like, the colors that you like, but more generic, more neutral, where generally most of the people like it. That's why nowadays, if you notice, if you don't know which ones to pick, just go online, see what properties are selling, what are some of the nice homes that you like, what kind of paints they have, get some ideas. And look at Pinterest have some lot of color choices based on your cabinet color, based on your flooring color, based on your, different things. If you have a railings, you have a glass railings, what kind of railing colors are. So get those ideas, look at those ideas, and get, you can even get some quotes, get some professionals in there, um, to look at it and give you some suggestions. Because, this some professional painting companies, or companies who do like, staging, they look at these houses all the time, right? So they can give you some good ideas. So that's the first cheapest thing that can get you the best possible price, is that freshening up the property with a fresh coat of paint that are neutral colors, that goes well with your, all the flooring, cabinets and all. And the second thing that I see, again, if it's a brand new home, maybe you might have already fresh coat of paint, fresh light fixtures. So second thing is the light fixtures. I have seen like some beautiful homes, but they have this dark light fixtures, older ones like 15, 20 years old, because at that time, the at that time point in time, people used to like more of a dark colors. But now the trend has changed. So the new buyers who are in the market who are looking for properties, they're going for something more brighter, the colors that makes the house look brighter, the light fixtures that makes the house look brighter. That's why if you notice in the recent sales, or if you notice any properties that are on the market that are nicer, you will see more like pot lights, led white lights, because the light will be spread across and you will have a much brighter one. Whereas the bulbs that are red, those make your property look smaller. So that's another thing that you can, a small investment, it might not be that much. Like if you have a 2,500 or 3,000 or 4,000 square feet house, maybe you have 10, 20 light fixtures. Each light fixture is like, if you go to Costco, you can get like those 3 LED lights for $100. So then probably, even if you have to change the whole house light fixtures, probably $2,000, $3,000 at the max. But that $2,000, $3,000 will make your property presentable, much nicer. So that's the second thing. And if you want to invest a little bit more, and if you want to make the property even more nicer, again, some of the luxury homes have a good elements, like already you have a nice flooring. But if you have a flooring, if you have a hardwood flooring, but that's been scratches, it has scratches, it started to tear off, then get some refreshing that floor. Like there is a lot of companies out there who do restain the hardwood floors. That makes the flooring look almost like a brand new. So consider doing that. Those are like some basic things. But if you want to go a little bit more in, also another thing that is basic is tying up your property. Like this is a very simple one. I know that many people know, say that you don't have to tell, but trust me, I have seen houses where they still don't organize their stuff. Like like for example, if you have a lot of clothes in the closet, all you can do is like you can buy 2 or 3 big bins, fold everything, put it into there, and put it into the storeroom or the garage, so your house looks a little bit more open, a little bit more spacious. And also try to avoid having all your personal stuff across everywhere, like personal photos, this and that. Try to make it as spacious as possible. That way the people, the buyers who are coming in, they can imagine, oh, I can put my this stuff here, I can put my that stuff here. But if you're just making it too crowded with all your personal stuff, that will not give a good impression for the buyer who is walking the house. So that's another thing. And sometimes even to get all these ideas, sometimes you might not know by yourself, right? Like walking the friend, or if you don't have friends who have a good eye, maybe just there is a lot of staging companies out there who can come in. They charge you probably like initial staging consultation fees, $300, maybe $400. That's a worth investment, especially on a good staging companies. They can come in and they can tell you what to take out. Like if you're like confused what to take out, what not to take out, they'll give you a list of things. Like they walk with you, they show you, okay, take this one out, take this one out, take that one out. So having those things. And another thing also, I see a lot of people forget, or like don't pay attention to. Look, if needed, get a pre-inspection, home inspection, and make sure. Sorry, I should have put the phone in do not disturb mode. So let me put the phone in the do not disturb mode. Done. So maybe get a pre-inspection, pre-home inspection. There's a lot of home inspectors out there. Sometimes if you're living in that house for last 10 years, 15 years, you don't know some things that are like not working. You might not pay attention. Like if you have a basement, maybe you haven't been into the basement for the last few years, or you have a crawl space, you haven't been into that for years, like certain things you might miss it. So get a pre-inspection, see if everything is in a working condition, all your plumbing is working fine, all your electrical in a good standing. Everything is, there is no water leaks anywhere, there is no window moistures. So there's, I have seen like certain things that just which you could have fixed it for a few $100s, but because you haven't done an inspection, because you haven't noticed, that you might miss, right? So make sure get that and fix all the little things that you need to. If there is any major things, maybe see plan if you can do it. But mostly, I have seen some good luxury homes, they do take care of a lot of things, maybe just little things that you might miss, right? So that's something I would recommend doing it for sure. So pretty much like once you're done with all these things, once you have like have your property ready, one more thing is like in the preparation is consider staging, especially for luxury home. If you're especially if you're selling by yourself, if you're selling with a realtor, realtors like me, if it's a luxury home, obviously we offer staging within our services. But you again, if you're selling by yourself, make sure get a professional stager, get their opinion. And sometimes your furniture that you have might be enough, or sometimes they would ask you to move some stuff. If needed, buy a get a storage unit. You can rent a storage unit, put it in your on your driveway, take all the stuff that you don't need, put it in there. So now you can make your place like look more open, look more spacious. And if needed, get the staging done. Some people, not everyone have the furniture, or sometimes your furniture is like 20 years style, 20 years old, 15 years old style. The modern look and feels has changed just by we just sold a luxury home just a couple of weeks ago in Lakeshore. This home, I had pictures, like I sent out some pictures when I went for first initial walkthrough to one of our potential buyer, and he said I don't like it. And then after I took over the listing, I did the staging and I sent the same property. Sorry, this buyer saw this property online, and then he called me to schedule a showing. And that's when I told him, when they came to see this property, bro, this is the same property I sent you. He was shocked because the property completely looked different before staging and after staging. Because the initial pictures I sent them as a pocket listing. I said, here's the property I'm preparing coming soon. um, he didn't like it because the way the furniture was, or it was not organized properly, or it was not as per the style they were looking. And once we got the professional staging done, the house looks like completely different. I'm not kidding. Like, it's like, I have a reel coming soon, I'll be posting that on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure to go follow me. There you'll see like some of this kind of tips here and there. House looked like completely a new one, and it completely a different house. Staging makes a huge difference. So in the preparing process, make sure have that staging done properly, so that your property looks more presentable for buyers who are looking to buy, not from your point of view. And I again, I know as a homeowner, when we lived in there, there's a lot of emotions to it, a lot of love that you have added. But that doesn't mean that everyone should like the same thing, right? Whereas this professional staging companies, they know how to do it such a way that generally most of the people like it. So they make the place looks more imaginable. Because for luxury homes, the main key is when the buyer walk in, they're not going to look at, oh, this is the space, this is the space. They're going to start imagining, oh, I'm going to have my kids play in this area, I'm going to arrange my sofa in this area, I'm going to have this one here, I'm going to have that, I'm going to have my lazy boy sofa in this spot. So you got to give them the space to imagine they can live there. And the more they imagine themselves living in that house, the better price you would get, because they're emotionally attached to the house. So the staging is something would help to do that. Because you've been there, you miss some things. So Hope you guys are still following with me. And again, like I mentioned in the starting of this live, any questions, any comments, let me know in the comments below. Um, in the meanwhile, again, it doesn't have to be just a selling side. Any questions related to real estate, happy to answer. Hey, Hussein, at Toronto, I have 3 separate houses and one under construction. Awesome, brother. Glad to hear that. Keep up the hustle. So now going back, now you have done all these steps. You're looking to sell this home. You prepared it very well. So that's just the half part of it. Now marketing is the key, and there are different elements that you have to do in the marketing. So first of all, like again, if you're hiring a professional, even if you're hiring an agent or you're selling by yourself, so if you're hiring an agent, make sure they do all these things that I'm going to say. If you're doing by yourself, you make sure you do all these things. So number one, get professional pictures. It doesn't cost that much, $200-300 for $1 million home. Don't you want to invest through $300 or $400-500? Get professional pictures. Get iGuide, which is like a 3D floor. It will give you a floor plan. It will give you a 3D virtual walkthrough, because people nowadays don't have time to come and check out every property. But with this, when you're marketing, when you have this professional pictures and professional 3D tour with the floor plans, they can get a good insight of the property before they come here. So that will, you're helping them save some time, and also you're helping yourself too, because you don't want to have too many buyers whom just window shoppers. They might not even get an idea what your property is. Whereas when you have this too, they can clearly visually see how your property is. So those two don't discount on. And then the next important thing is marketing, video marketing. This is something I see even a lot of realtors don't do a good job. Trust me. Now let me ask you a question. Where are you spending your most of your time? you know the, uh, just if you're watching, let me know, where do you spend your time? Or on watching those billboards, or watching your phone on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube? Where do you spend most of your time? Facebook, whichever social media platforms. Are you spending your time here? Are you spending your time on, maybe in a mails, or a newspaper, or a billboard? Where are you spending your time? So probably you got my point, right? Like, you want to put your property, marketing is all about putting your property in front of people, where they're spending their time, where they're looking for this type of properties, right? So nowadays most of the buyers are looking online, on social media, online social media. So the first, online is one of the reason that a huge advantage you get by having a realtor is that MLS. That MLS will publish your property across all the platforms, online searching tools, where every realtor website will be updated with your property. Every realtor.ca will be updated. All the Zillow, all the online home search will be updated. That's a huge advantage. But that's not enough if you want to get the top dollar. When you do the video, and the videos should be very catchy, not the regular. Again, even within the videos, I have seen like 80% realtors, sometimes even 90% of the realtors don't do a good job. They just hire a professional videographer who just come and take a regular video, regular photos, regular eye guides. Photos and eye guides is fantastic, but video, we want something that will reach more people. It has to reach more people. Very few people, very few realtors, very few sellers do this thing right. Have Make multiple videos that can reach thousands of people. Thousands of people that who are like, maybe they're looking to move to your city from somewhere else, or they're in a different neighborhood, they're looking to move here. So their friends know that they're looking to buy some house. So now if you make videos that are creative, that are high engaging videos, not just like those regular videos. Like I see all these realtors who has like 80% realtors, if you go on their social medias, those videos don't even get like five views, 10 views, 100 views, 200 views. That's maximum. The maximum I would see is like 500 to 1000 views. That is not enough to get the top dollar. You want thousands, 10,000, 100,000, 50,000, 500,000 views. That means many people to see this property, many shares, many people sharing this video, sharing this property to their friends, friends of friends, friends of friends, friends, neighbors, saw this video, to they share to their other neighbor. They want people to come in. So marketing across every platform using videos is one of the most important key nowadays to get the top dollar, because that will ensure your property reached as many buyers as possible. When it reaches, then you would know whatever the offer you're going to get onto the table will be mostly, after this many people see it, that's the best offer. The possibility at that point getting the best offer chances are high. So making sure creating different videos, and even within the video, long form videos, short form videos. Many realtors doesn't even know this part. Long form videos are like those 3 minutes, 4 minutes at home tour for YouTube, usually on YouTube. Some nowadays they're going on to TikTok and LinkedIn as well. And also short form videos that are under 60 seconds. And these videos uh, can be put on the just on every platform, all the social media like TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, the YouTube shorts, Facebook shorts. All these shorts, the 30-second, 60-second videos will be across all different platforms. So if you're not doing that, and if you're a realtor watching this, make that a priority for your clients. Make sure, think of ideas, and there is a lot of ideas out there for a luxury home. You can find many different ways, many different clips you can shoot. And and this is where another thing in this is, to shoot these videos you don't have to have like a professional shooted videos. Some do professional, some do organic, like on the phone, that can reach more audience, because nowadays the social media platforms, they are pushing more of a organic content that are like not just a very professional, all they're professional but not so professional, but creative. So look for those. I can give so many examples of the properties that we sold recent times, like um, I give some top very interesting features as a hook, and share about the property details with some video slides, video walkthroughs, and they get thousands of views. So that will ensure your your property to be visible for many people. And on top of it, do some paid ads on those videos, not the regular, like those regular photos with the property for sale. Those posts not reaching anyone, no one even liking them, no one even sharing them with anyone else. So doing some creative videos that can reach more audience, doing organically, plus some running some paid ads. Now both combination is a killer way to get as many people as possible to look at your home. That's something very very key. And unfortunately, sad part is it's not that even expensive. It just takes some time of you or your realtor to get more engagement, get more people through the step, and give you the best price. So that's something you got to do for marketing. And of course, on top of it, depends on the home, depends on your availability. If you can, doing some open houses, even being within that open houses, do a virtual home tours, do a lives on that home tours. And again, it's a free tools. There's so many free tools that you can use to market your property for many different people. So virtual marketing, physical marketing combination is a killer. And reaching out to all the people that in your circle. If you know a lot of realtors, sending out to them. If you're a realtor, if you're hiring someone who don't have a network, then you're hiring the wrong person. So now the question is, like I mentioned, whom to, if you're, if you're looking to hire a professional instead of doing by yourself, not everyone is, have the skills, or not everyone have time to do all these things, right? Like, you're looking to hire a professional, hire a realtor, then look for the realtors who are doing these things, not just saying, doing these things, who have done this kind of things. Go on their social media, look at how much is your, how many people they know, how many, how much following they have, how many, realtors they know in the market, what kind of things they do on a day-to-day basis. If they have a connection of, like, 1,000 realtors, your property reaching for, 1,000 more buyers is higher than the realtor who doesn't know anyone, right? So, because that's a key too, the realtor should not just know the buyers, also know the other realtors. Because once, when we have a property on the market, sometimes we do all this Instagram stories, all the stories, and we share in some groups that we are part of, like realtor groups and different groups. All these realtors who know us, they follow us, they see those properties. How many times we sold a property before even hitting on the market for top dollar, because one of the realtor, their buyer, been looking for something exactly similar, and they reach out and they sell. So that's something, the network, people who has the network is very important for you. And let me take some questions here. So, hey Kiran, how are you? Hi Aditya, any first tips for first time home buyer? So Kiran, a lot of tips I can give, but let me point out some. Um, okay, I see you have some questions here. That's fantastic. You asked the question, follow up, so that way I can give a better answer. Can I know when would be the right time? Minimum budget, hidden cost. I would also ask your experience on first time home buying. Is it recommended to buy when I'm on a work permit or PR? So, good question. There's a lot of things here to peel off. So, first of all, if you're on work permit and you're in Ontario, one thing be aware, you have to pay 25% foreign buyer tax. Ontario has a tax that you have to pay on top of the price of the property. So, if you're buying a 500,000 home, 25%, which is 125,000, if I'm correct. Yes, 125,000 just for taxes, and plus your down payment and plus your closing cost. So that's a lot of money. If you don't have that, then better wait until you get your PR. So now let's go to your other questions. Is it a good time to buy? So here's one thing, especially if you're looking to buy your primary home and you've been renting for years, and and you're buying something that is a reasonable price, that you're buying in your means, not extending your budget, just within your means, where your cost of living is not going that high. Don't time the market, because it's hard. Even myself, being in the business, I don't think I would try to time the market. It's impossible to time the market unless you're a very nerd of this economics. If you're very good with those, analyzing that, then I I treat myself as a dumb investor or dumb home buyer. I don't know much about economics, but all I know is I'm living in a rental place. My rent is going somewhere that is never going to come back. And if I can buy a home within that budget, or a little give or take, $1,000 give or take, or I can find a house that I can move into, and I have some extra space that I can rent out and keep my budget around the same, then what's the point in waiting? I can just buy the house. Instead of paying someone else, I'll pay my home down. And we all know, over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, the market in general appreciates. And with the inflation, your money, value for your money is, the value of your money is going down. The value of a consumer product is going up, especially the real estate. So what's the point in waiting? That's my question in there. And the cost, coming to the cost. So let's assume that you have your PR, and now you're buying as a primary home, and you want to move into the house. If that's the case, the cost for, if you're buying a 500,000 home, a 500 or under, you have to have 5% of down payment if you qualify for 95% mortgage. Usually the banks are willing to give up to 95% if you qualify, um, on a 500 or under. If you're buying 500
to 1 million, then 5% on the first 500, and then 10% on the remaining amount. So that's the amount you need for down payment. And closing cost, if you're a first time home buyer, if you never owned a house, for a property under 400,000 in Ontario, I think in Windsor, if this one might change city to city, land transfer tax is one of the biggest costs. Usually you get $4,000 rebate for the first house. If it's not a first house, then be ready for 1 to 2% approximately. Again, there is a great website, ratehub.ca, my favorite one, ratehub.ca. They have calculators. I would type it in here, ratehub.ca. So check on that website. They have a calculator, great calculators. Look into that calculator. They will tell you exactly how much land transfer tax you have to have. And also on that website, it will tell you like approximate how much cost you will have for insurance, approximate. Again, they are not 100% accurate, but few hundred, $200-300 give or take, they are kind of in that range. So check out that website. That will give you. So second major is the land transfer tax. Third major one is your lawyer fees, closing cost. Like land transfer plus lawyer fees together is like closing cost. Lawyer fees approximately $1,500 to $2,000 give or take. And then remaining anything you want to do after closing the property, anything, if you want to buy any appliances, or if you have to pay for anything, if you want to do painting, whatever, that's after closing cost. So your down payment, your lawyer fees, your land transfer tax, these are the general ones. If you're buying a brand new home, you might have HST. Again, this is something, check with the builder. Make sure, if you already bought one pre-construction years ago, make sure check with them that how much HST you have to pay. They might have a HST on the new construction homes. Pretty much these are the general expenses you would have. Okay, and I would ask you about your experience on the first time home buy. Again, personally, I'm glad I bought my first home as soon as I know about real estate, which is like 2017. I'm glad I did that. And if you're a first time home buyer, if you're starting with a low budget, minimum budget, or you don't have too much, your income is not that much, try to stick within your means and try to look for property where if you can have extra bedrooms in the basement or whatever, if you can do some Airbnb, if you can rent 1 or 2 rooms for your friends, or someone or any other people in your community. That's so that way you can reduce your costs, like a house hacking. I call it a house hacking, not me, other people invented that word, but house hacking. If that way you can reduce your costs, especially when you're starting out. That's how I started. I bought a duplex, which means duplex means like two units combined in one property. It could be up and down, 1 unit on the main floor, 1 unit upstairs, or 1 unit on the side. Sorry, 120 years old home. I took 1 bedroom unit because just me and my wife. For us, 1 bedroom is needed enough, and I rented out the 3 bedroom unit. And the income that is coming from 3 bedroom, I was paying most of our expenses. Maybe with the market shift that happened, with the prices that are in the interest rates that we have right now, you might not be able to pay all the expenses. But at least even if it can pay half of your expenses, and if you're still the other half is close to your rents, hey, that's still a win. So for temporary basis, until you grow your income, until you become financially stronger, you can, it doesn't hurt to adjust a little bit, because now the equity in your property is growing. Maybe 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, sell this home, make a good chunk of money, use that money, and by this time you saved other money. Now go buy a dream home, right? So do one step at a time. That's my recommendations as a first time home buyer. Hope it's helpful. If there is still something, let me know. Yes, you're in Scarborough. Oh, looking towards country. Again, if anyone looking in Windsor, Essex, again, me and my team, we are more than happy to, jump on a call, discuss, see if how we can help you. Reach out to me on Instagram, Aditya Kumar Soma. DM me on Instagram with your email and phone number, saying just in the quote, say first time home buyer, or looking to buy a house, or looking to sell, whatever. Just put it in the Instagram. We'll be more than happy to schedule a call and discuss further. Shivram, I heard the electric battery plant in Windsor is halted for a while. Can we still expect it to get started anytime soon? So yes, Shivram, unfortunately they halted, they stopped the construction. They already, like, they started the construction, I think beginning of this year. They were planning to finish that in by end of next year. But unfortunately there is some, like, between the government and this, with this all bigger projects, the government fundings, if something stops, there was something happened and they're trying to resolve. As of now, I see, it's a very big thing. Even our mayor is fighting for the company to help them to, get this going. I'm really hoping that this will resolve soon. Again, that's something you never know, right? These are on the higher level. We don't know exactly what the concerns are. We don't know what exactly is happening. So, all we can do is pray to the god. Hopefully that will help, because that definitely a good value for Windsor. Is it recommended to buy a new construction home or pre-built home, low budget?
So of course, when you're going for a low budget home, pre-construction, brand new home, hard to get in low budget, bro, because of the construction costs gone up so much. You cannot get in low budget. um, Resale home, yes. Pre-built, again, pre-built and new construction, not a big difference. Only difference is pre-construction, you can save up money. Like, you can buy a house today, just a contract, and your closing will happen 1 year down the road, 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road. Then if you can save up enough money. But if you're looking of a low budget, then pre-construction or brand new homes might be expensive for you. Look for resale homes. What's wrong with resale home? My first house was 120 years old home. I still made, I think, 70 or $80,000 out of it, and sold that, got a 50 years old home. So the one that I'm living right now is 50 or 55, built in 1970. Yeah, so 52 years old home. So still, it's a great home. Even this home, I made another $200-300 two 300,000. The first one I made 70,000. It's an older home. I sold it after 1 year, within like 1.5 year. And this one now, I've been living here for 4 years. I still, if I sell it today, probably I would make like at least $250,000. All I invested was $30,000. Doesn't matter whether old or new. Instead of waiting for to buy the new home, if you don't qualify, you might qualify 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the road. Then why do you want to wait that long? Because timing, instead of timing the market, time in the market is what I was learned. Time in the market. So that means you buy the property and you're in the market. The longer you're in the market, the better, because your mortgage is getting paid down. At least that's a guaranteed return in real estate, because you leveraged your money. A lot of people forget, especially first time home buyers. Let's take an example. Like, you're buying a home of 500,000. You put 5% down, which is $25,000, including closing cost, another 5,000, $30,000 of your money. That's it. And you live in this house just like you're renting. Anyways, your money is going out of your pocket, but here your money is going into your property, and you hold this property for next 10 years. What are the chances your property value being 600,000? What are the chances? High or low? 10 years, I'm talking about 10 years. Let's talk very, very conservatively. 10 years, what are the chances of your property value going from 500 to 600,000? Just give me yes or no. Chances are high or low. Say high or low. I want to see at least one comment, if I before I can finish this tag. Please just say high or low. What are the chances of price going from 500 to 600 in 10 years? 100% high. So let's high, right? Like, now let's calculate the returns here. You put 30,000, and in 10 years you paid down your mortgage. So let's assume you're paying monthly payment is around $2,000, and your principal is like $800. For a round figure number, let's say $1,000. Every month you're paying your principal $1,000. 10 years, that means 12,000 every year. 10 years, 120,000 your principal paid down, plus 100,000 appreciation, 220,000. That means your 30,000 turned into 220,000. How much is your returns? 30,000 turned into 220,000. If you would have rented, you would have paid same $2,000 but gone somewhere else. If this is your savings, let's take even that one out. Let's take that 120,000 out. Let's, because some people might argue it's my money, right? Okay, let's take that out. There is a still 100,000. 30,000 turned into 100,000, which is your returns, is what? 300%. That means how much is your returns every year? How much is your returns every year, right? So do the calculations. At least 30% return on your money. So that's why I again, it doesn't make sense for me to continue to rent, or even if you're renting, just having a primary home to has a rental later, right? So think about it. Is it going to affect the prices in Windsor now? I think it's too early to decide, because of the battery plant, that Windsor prices will affect, because battery plant is one of the factors that Windsor was growing. But even before battery plant announcement, Windsor was growing because there is a lot of other elements, like affordable housing. People coming from who are working in states, or who are working in Toronto, working in Vancouver, they have work from home options, they are moving in. The bridge construction, the university, St. Clair College, bringing in a lot of students. So a lot of other elements also a huge factor for the Windsor growth. So as of now, yes, the battery plant contribute pretty good amount for that, but it's too early to make an assumption that it's going to affect. I would say we have to wait and see. One more question, please. What's your opinion about the house prices going down if the government allows more new construction? We know that the government isn't currently granting many permissions. Great questions, Shivaram. They might, let's say, they increase their approval rate, permits approval rate, but they're also taking so many immigrants. Where are they going to go? They're simultaneously they're saying that they're going to bring another 800,000 to million people in next 2 to 3 years. Where are they going to go, right? So the demand and supply. One more Thursday with you, always learning from you. Great to hear, Vimal. Thank you. Shilpa, you missed to read my message. Shilpa, let me check, where did I miss? Hold on, let's go back. Sorry about that, Shilpa. Let me see. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm watching from Australia. Can you give me some tips to do in Australian market? I got 3 investment properties in Australia. I'm looking to buy fourth investment property. Can you please give me some tips to investment property loan? So again, I'll be start with a dumb statement. I have no clue about the Australian market, but I'm assuming the loan process, the lending process, the creative strategies, kind of same. I'm assuming, again, I don't know anyone who is investing in Australia, but let's say the creative side, like if you already own 3 properties, if you have equity there, refinancing, buying another one might be same, or getting a private money to buy your fourth property might be same. Having a JV partner, finding a partner who has money and you are bringing the property might be same. So uh, tips is, you gotta build your network. This is one big tip I can give you. Especially you already have 3 properties, that means you already know what goes into it, or what it takes to buy a property, what it takes to get a mortgage, what it takes to, how much would it cost to buy this property, what would it take to increase the property value. You already know this. So if you build your network, now you bring more money onto the table. By building your network, you bring more properties, so you can buy more. So build your network, build your more knowledge. That will help you to continue that journey. Hope that is helpful. Appreciate your patient response. You're very welcome, Shivaram. Again, I wish I have a better answer on that battery plant. and I'm praying to God, they will resolve it. It's just too early. It's just started, right? So yeah, that's what I want to give. The message is like the selling that luxury home. Like if you're selling your home, and I see a lot of first time home buyers, but again, if you know someone who is looking to sell their home in Windsor Essex, if they need some just advice or thoughts, how to sell it, what to sell it for, what they can get on the house, anything, then don't hesitate to reach out to my team. DM me on Instagram, Facebook. Happy to jump on a one-on-one call, discuss more on that. With that, guys, the time always fly on the live. Always, never, it's never felt like, oh my god, it's already 1 hour. So thank you, guys. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and looking forward for the next live. And in the meanwhile, now we have I just hired a videographer to do some editing, now be with me. So I'm looking to do more content. I know it's been like I think 2 or 3 months gap of not too much longer videos on YouTube. So if you guys have any questions, any topics that you want me to make a detailed videos on, let me know comments below, or DM me on Instagram. Hey Aditya, can you make video on this topic or this topic? Please DM me. I'll now, with the help, with the more help, I can do more things. So I'm hoping to do more, continue this YouTube journey as well, because nowadays we became super active on Instagram, but at the same time I love YouTube. I love sharing this knowledge. So continue to do that. So with your support, with your encouragement, would love to continue that. So with that, oops, sorry. Do you deal with Sarnia, London as well? Only Windsor? So sorry, Kiran. I don't. We don't do in London or Sarnia unless something really important. We do have some friends who are professionals, very smart in that area. Personally, we don't. Okay, awesome. So thank you very much, guys. Good to see you all. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button, and share with your friends who might be benefited from this video. That, see you on the next slide.